Hello everyone, welcome to Big Geek channel. In this video I'll show you how you can take great images with your OnePlus 6. Now as you know, OnePlus 6 has got some really good set of features that you can utilize to the fullest and get some really good looking images. And in this particular video I'll share you my tips, my pro tips, what I use usually to capture landscape images, and what are the settings that you should be changing inside the OnePlus 6 so that you get some beautiful looking images. And if you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for awesome videos on this channel. And if you really like this video, please hit that like button as well. So let's begin with the video. As you can see, a beautiful park is here. You don't have to be in exotic locations to get some landscape photography, but the casual park will just suffice. And let's see what are the settings that you need to change on your OnePlus 6. So guys, as you can see, this is the OnePlus 6 default user interface, camera interface of the OnePlus 6, and as you can see there are plenty of features over here. This is the default mode. So what we have to do now is to change from photo to pro photo mode. This is where everything gets unlocked, and as you can see there is a histogram here as well. So if you don't know from where this histogram has come, you can actually just again swipe left like this, and here as you can see there is a setting. If you just go to the setting here you will find all that settings option. So from here you should enable the histogram, and once you do that, here you can see the pro mode. So in the pro mode, first thing you'll notice here is the 4:3 aspect ratio. See, the important aspect to consider while taking landscape images is to capture it really wide, but what happens is in smartphone photography, if you capture in 19:9 aspect ratio, as you can see you get much cropped angle. Although the focal length remains the same, but still as you can see 19:9 doesn't suffice to all the LCD monitors or wherever you are viewing the images except the smartphone itself. So what I suggest you to do is to either if there was an option of 16:9 aspect ratio, it would have been great. But still you can capture it in 4:3 aspect ratio. This is where you get the full resolution images as well, 16 megapixel, and if you capture in 19:9 aspect ratio, the image size will be little bit reduced. So now that we are in 4:3 aspect ratio, and another important option you see is the raw mode. So if you capture raw images, you have to edit, you have to post process the image. That is when it really shines. I will do that another video. If you want to leave me a comment in the comment section down below, I will know, and I will do a separate video tutorial of how to capture raw images from this OnePlus 6 and basically edit up to the post production. So let's just disable the raw, and here's the customize mode. I have done a separate video for C1 C2 settings, how you have to set up your favorite settings to one mode. Say for this kind of situation, you know that this is a landscape and you know the settings you want to tweak, you just have to C1 or C2 wherever you have saved that setting. If you just tap on that, and everything will be changed automatically, and you just can concentrate on capturing the images. So that's how the C1 and C2 mode is really handy, which is what is called customized mode. So now what we have to do for some great images is, here you see this is the exposure compensation. Now it is currently set to auto. Now as you can see in the foreground element, you have some really nice grass here, you have the background images as a pagoda. And now what this exposure compensation does is, if you think the foreground element here is little bit on the darker side, you can boost the exposure value. Remember, you should not boost it too much so that the highlights are completely blown. As you can see, the detail is little bit blown out now. So you can tweak the setting 0.17. If this suffices, this is okay. This should be your exposure value. So this is how you can set. You can actually reduce the exposure value as well. Now it is set to auto. Just we shall move to 0.17. Now after that, what you can do is, if you tap on this and think that it is in proper focus now, what you can do is you can just capture the picture, obviously, of course. And what if the focus isn't proper? So just tap on this auto over here, and here you can see the landscape and flower. So this is how you can distinguish a manual focus. Just look at this. So until and unless you find there is a proper focus on the subject you are looking to focus, you just move this slider, you just roll this slider to wherever you want. If you think the auto is working nice, actually the OnePlus 6 focus is really nice, so there shouldn't be any problem generally. But still, I am telling you, this is the manual to autofocus where you can change to accordingly. And the next one you see here is the shutter speed. Currently it is auto selected and it shows what value it is it has selected automatically. Right now it is 1/470th of a second. Now if this is okay, then this should be set to auto itself. Otherwise, if you keep any person here, if you want some person to be standing here or doing some action and you want to capture that particular moment as well, you can increase the shutter speed value and use the exposure compensation over there, so that you freeze the moment as well and you get the background landscape as well. That way you can actually set the pro setting. The next one is the important one, as you can see here. So because we are not capturing in RAW, we need the proper image in JPEG itself, so we don't have to again edit it separately. So what you can do in white balance is, suppose you think the grass over here is not pure green and the pagoda you see is not accurate color, you can just tweak the auto white balance manually and get the proper light and color. So as you can see, if I turn over to the 7500 Kelvin, so this is the temperature value. The more the number, the more warmer it gets, and if you just reduce the number, the cooler it gets. So this is how you can distinguish the color. Currently I think 6250 is really good enough here, and it captures really natural looking picture. So this has to be set white balance accordingly depending on the situation. The last setting here is the ISO value. So I suggest you to leave the ISO to auto itself, because you don't want to make the images look noisier. Increasing the ISO number will just increase the noise, and you don't want to do that. Just leave it to auto. Whatever set, it will set automatically. So these are the settings you should be looking while you capture the landscape images. Now the another thing to look at is the composition. I have done a separate video on how you can how you should compose the image properly. You can view that here. As you can notice that there is a grid line here. I have applied the grid line from going to the settings page I showed you earlier. So this way it makes everything look nice, and this is the leading line here, because your eye is actually seeing the pagoda, but yet you can imagine there is some really nice park and location. So that's how you have to determine and take the picture. So another thing that I want to show you is 1x here. So if you want to bring little bit close up and avoid these unwanted flowers here, what you can do is just tap and hold on the 1x and it will unlock the zoom mode. So you can slowly zoom to 1.4x, 1.5x, completely avoiding that flower and at getting some really nice image. So this is how you should tweak carefully and get perfect looking landscape images. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. If yes, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more awesome videos, and let me know in the comments as well what video you would like to see next. So see you all in the next one. Till then, take care everyone. Bye bye.